Hi, everybody. This is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming back to my podcast and listening to my podcast. I am so grateful for you to be here listening to my podcast because I just learned this week that I have my first sponsor, and that really makes me so happy. As you guys know, if you've been listening to this podcast, I just started about 2 months ago, and to reach that level where I got my first sponsor here from Anchor, I'm so excited about that, and that just means that great things are coming and God is making the way. So thankful for you to be here listening. In this season number two, first episode, I'm going to speak about some of encounters that I have seen throughout my life and how that make me feel, and specifically when it comes to food, right? So the topic for today is going to be about food shaming. Food shaming is such a difficult situation to experience, but it happens more often than people realize. I guess you can say it can happen anywhere. It comes from people that you know, or even complete strangers. Even the person selling the food to you or taking your order. And I have to say that is one of the most uncomfortable situations that you can experience, like I said before. So let me just start by saying, food shaming or guilting, it happens when somebody judges or criticizes what another person eats, either intentionally or unintentionally. It can cause stress, embarrassment, or guilt. Judgment about somebody else's food choice stem from diet culture, the mindset that being thin matters above all else. Let me tell you guys, this has happened to me quite often, and it completely ruins your day. It ruins the relationship. It just puts you on a spotlight, and you feel so embarrassed. And out of nowhere, what I do is like I'm so done. Like I don't want to even continue. Like why am I even here? And let me tell you, the crazy thing about food shaming is that it can also happen from people who are not, like what I read to you earlier, like it happens about this culture that you have to be thin and skinny no matter what. But when somebody is food shaming you and they're bigger than you, that is the biggest shock ever, because it's more than food shaming that they want to do to you. It's about humiliation and making you feel bad. And how dare you gonna choose that food to eat and look at you, but instead of them looking in the mirror. And besides, everybody, things like this happen to adults, right? So what makes so another adult think that they have the right to say something to somebody about their food choices? Let me tell you, I had many jobs, I worked in many places, and I had gone many times into a break room where everybody goes and eats, and it could have been empty, but the smell of somebody's food is there. Like, I would never say anything, even though the smell can be so strong. And I am sure you guys can picture, you walk into the break room at your workplace and you want to heat up your food, and let's say one day, you're bringing like fish or something that can really smells a lot. The amount of people that will come and say something, oh, that fish smells a lot. Oh my goodness, who's eating fish today? Like they, I don't understand why people came from pointing that out. I have gone, like I said, to many times to at my jobs where I go to the break room and I smell somebody's food. I would never, like, it's not in me to call it out or say something like, oh, it's stinking up the entire office. Oh my goodness, your lunch is stinking up the entire place. And that, my friend, that's food shaming, believe it or not. It might not be, you know, it might not be like directed towards somebody, because a lot of the times, the smell is faster, right? So you might be in your office sitting and then that smell comes out, but there will be always somebody in the office who will walk around and say, can you smell that fish? Who had the fish? Like what would you gain by knowing about that? why would you give, I know, just calling it out to everybody to shame that person just because of what they're eating that day? That is so immature. That is very childish. That is somebody who has no ethic or have not grown up with a great upbringing. That is just crazy to me that people to this day do that. And that is also food shaming, believe it or not. It doesn't have to be somebody telling you about what to order. Okay? Let me tell you what a real example of food shaming is, right? One day, like I said to you guys, I can only speak from experience, and this has happened to me many, many times, okay? From people that I know, people who I thought were my friends, and also from family members and complete strangers, because the culture is just obsessed with eating right, okay? But now, here's the thing, people are so concerned about eating right, but they're not concerned about eternal salvation. That's just the reality of it. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with eating right. I'm not saying that by any means, okay? You have to take care of your health, but that's also a personal choice, and people tend to forget that, okay? And just because you're eating fries and you might feel like you're gonna gain weight by eating fries, doesn't mean that somebody else who eating fries gonna gain weight also. You don't know if that person never hadn't had a fries in 3 months. Why would you be food shaming somebody? It goes along with in hand with unsolicited advice. I think food shaming goes along in hand with that. People feel the need to say something like everybody's walking around as an adult not knowing anything about life. I think when you're an adult, you reach, even when you're growing up in school, they teach you about calories and reading, nutrition levels. I mean, when I was in high school, being brand new in this country, I remember that class. They taught me how to read nutrition levels and like look at the quantity and look how much calorie, all of that. So we don't need that type of unsolicited advice, food shaming advice. I think that comes from people who are extremely insecure, okay? Extremely insecure and childish, and they think that they're ahead of everybody just because they work out. And these people are so lost, to tell you the truth, because a lot of people are gym rat. They're so concerned about how they look and eating calories, but they spend not even 1 second like having a relationship with Jesus Christ. Okay, and no matter what they can say to you, oh no, I'm not obsessed about the gym. Yeah, you have a problem with the food you eat, because when you see somebody eating something that that you have banned yourself from eating, and you have the audacity to say something about it, that means you have a problem. That reaction that you have when somebody's eating something that you have banned from your life from eating because of your concern about gaining weight, and you are so prone to say something to that person, whether or not they ask you to. A lot of the times, 99% of the time, they never ask you to your opinion about what they're going to eat. You say something, that means one thing and one thing only: you have a food problem that you have not overcome yet, and you have to fix that. Don't try to project your insecurities into somebody else. Everybody's an adult. So going back to the story, guys, before I make this podcast too long, because I know this is a very tricky subject. Not a lot of people want to speak about it. Okay, everybody wants to be healthy in the physical realm, but there's a lot of fit people in hell. And I am being 100% honest to you guys. I have seen people obsess about their physical appearance, okay, and trying to be fit, but they you just speak with them for like 5 minutes and you know where their soul is at. You can tell because of people speak what they're full of, right? They speak about it, and you know this person is walking in darkness, yet they think everybody tells you when you lose weight, oh, you're doing so great, you're amazing, you're my hero. But these people can die right now and go to eternal fire. And this is how crazy this culture is right now, okay? And let me tell you, I'm not saying by any means, don't get me wrong, you have to be, you have to be concerned about your health. You have to be aware of it. God wants you, everything that you do, to be done for His glory. And this is the reason that I'm speaking about it, because just because you see me eating an ice cream, that doesn't mean that I just, I'm taking a break today. This is my cheat day. I'm taking a break today. And there you are, food shaming me because I'm taking an ice cream. Like, everybody's an adult. Nobody's calling out for your, unsolicited advice to be food shame. Okay, so let me tell you the story. So one day I was asked by somebody, we were in a place together, and she's like, "Oh, you want to go have dinner with me, with this and the other?" I said, "Sure, let's get to know each other." Sure. Very nice young girl, very nice young girl. But when it came to ordering, I saw something in her that I never appreciate. And I knew we were not gonna be good friends. Let me tell you why. She ordered her food. Fine, order whatever you wanna eat. So I ordered my food. And the minute I said I'm gonna have a Diet Coke, her reaction was unbelievable. Okay? I am talking like the way she looked at me, like I was a 2-year old going out to eat with my mom, and I asked for candy before dinner time. Like, are you kidding me? And this is sometimes it's so hard to make relationships like that with friends, because people, do you think they're going, oh, let's spend time together, let's go out to eat? They're watching what you do just so that they can give you feedback on it, like you're asking about it. Like, I'm a grown person. I don't need your side look or your sides when I say, okay, I'm gonna get a Diet Coke, and you have to make some type of face about it. Like, it is insane to me. Okay? And that was just the face, and the reason that I'm speaking about it, and that's stay in my mind, is that the way she made it, it was so noticeable. Okay? And I'm like, look at this person trying to food shame me because I asked for a Diet Coke. Like, that is my personal business. Like, I'm not checking what you're eating. And it's so sad because there's people like that, and they think they're right. They think they're right. Let me tell you, just because you were told, or you realize that Diet Coke might not be the thing for you, doesn't mean that I have come to that point yet. Or maybe you don't know if I never had Diet Coke. I only have it when I go out to eat, right? You don't know that, but you're so quick to judge somebody. And I think food shaming, like I said, it goes straight along with unsolicited advice, right? When it comes to that, that is one of the biggest relationship breakers ever. You don't want to go out to eat. Let me tell you, I don't sit on the table to eat with everybody. Okay, I learned to stay away from that because I have seen a lot, like I said, a lot of food shamers in my life. I had them many times, and everybody's like, "Oh, you never come for anything." Well, I remember how you make me feel last time I came. Why would I want to come now? Or you can be eating, right? You can be having a great time. There goes somebody talking about, you know, they talk about what you have in your plate, and they say, oh my goodness, that has like 50,000 calories. That's going to take 30 minutes on the treadmill. Like, I'm trying to have my meal here, and you have to say such a side comment like that, and then you wonder why I don't show up to hang out with you. Like, people need a reality check when it comes to food. People are crazy and obsessed, and that is their idol. Okay, let me tell you, I remember being on a diet years back, and I was like, this is taking over me because that's all I think about. I couldn't concentrate about anything. All I think about, I'm like, okay, now I just have my breakfast. So around 12, I need to eat this. And then I have my snack by 3 o'clock, and then I'll do this for dinner. It was just a daily, constant obsession with what I was going to eat. I'm like, I can't do this because has become an idol in me. That's all I think about. That's all I plan around, and it's an idol. Okay, and don't one thing that I learned too about dieting and all of that. Don't tell people you're on a diet because you rather if you don't want people to know, like, don't go out to eat. Like I said, I don't go out to eat with a lot of people. It has to be very specific, and sometimes you just know how they're gonna react because they had done it in the past. So why even say that you're on a diet? Because then they're gonna be watching everything you do. you can be going out on a diet. Oh, these people know that I'm on a low carb diet, and then they see you coming with with some rice, and they're like, "Oh, I thought you were on a diet. What happened? Oh my gosh, what happened to you?" Like, you don't know if I'm taking a break today. This is my off day, my diet. Like, stop commenting on people's food choices. It's not right. It's not healthy. You think it's healthy, but it's not. Okay, life is not just about food. And that's it, food in the gym. That's so crazy. And then another thing that you see, that's related to about exercise and gym. What's going on with the Christian ladies when they lose 5 pounds? They're taking this photograph for the world to see. They look like they're naked just so that they can show the difference, the before and after. And they look like they're porno star, and there they are just showing their bodies because they want to show the world that they lost 5 pounds, and they post these photos on Instagram for the entire world to see, for single men and non-single men to see, for their pastors, their teachers, their co-workers, their bosses, the world to see. Half naked photos just so they can show they lost 5 pounds. You can lose 5 pounds and you lose in your testimony. You need to watch that, okay? So going back to the food shaming, then I have another experience that happened to me. I don't know if I've spoken about it here on this podcast, but one day I was at a wedding, right? And they were giving out desserts. And this lady, okay, I asked, she's serving the desserts, and I asked, can I have a piece of that chocolate cake? And she made it seem like she didn't hear what I said, because the way she said it was she didn't hear what I said. When you're going, they line up all the desserts, and you stand in front of the person. You not only say what you want, you pointed at it. And she still had to have me repeat it because she felt uncomfortable that I was gonna have chocolate cake, because she probably denied herself from having chocolate cake. So she had to make that type of reaction to me. And then her daughter was standing next to me, and she said, "Oh, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna have chocolate cake. It's not worth it at all." Like, these people, and then they wonder why I don't show up anymore. You guys are obsessed with food, and you want to use your insecurities with food projected on me. And that's a problem that society has l- walking along for way too long, and nobody says anything, okay? So that was so uncomfortable. I felt so bad, so uncomfortable. Yes, I didn't, it's not my problem, okay? It was not my problem, but the way they make me feel, I just feel like, man, these people are like just checking everything that I do so that they can say some type of, you know, some type of side comment. So why am I even here? So of course that night was ruined for me. You know, that wedding was ruined for me. Whatever. I don't want to, I don't want nothing to do with them anymore. These people are obsessed with what you eat. And why continue in a relationship? Because food is such a big part of, sharing with people, right? You go out to eat with friends, you are sharing in a picnic, in a barbecue. Like, food is, you're sitting around the table, that always somebody brings coffee, cookies. So if they're gonna shame me every time I ask for something, like, why should I even try with these people? They're obviously obsessed with the way. They're obviously obsessed with how they look in the outside. They obviously are so quick to shame you on your food choices just because of their own insecurities, okay? And it's so crazy, right? Like I said, I don't sit with people. I choose very carefully who I go out to eat with, okay? And that is the reason that episodes like this that I learned in my life, not everybody, like, it's hard to find people where you feel comfortable eating with them, because somebody will always have a comment. People are obsessed with what they eat, and then they want to use that type of insecurity to project it on others. I have many times gone on diets, like I said, and let's say I'm cutting carbs today, but my friend wants to get pizza. I'm gonna say, let's go get the pizza, right? Let's go get the pizza. I want to share time with you, and I can probably just have a slice and some salad or something. But I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, you're eating carbs? Like, that's really bad for you." Like, are you kidding me? I'm the one on the diet, not her. Why would I make her feel bad about eating a pizza and ruin this relationship? Nobody's thinking about that anymore. Everybody's an expert at everything. Everybody wants to tell you their unsolicited advice. Everybody wants to tell you how you should live your life, how you spend your money. And it's so sad because this is what's breaking relationship these days. Like I said to you guys, this has happened to me many times. Okay, I had gone out with a friend one time to New York, and I thought she was a really good friend of mine. And I really appreciated her a lot. And then I learned that she has a food problem. So we went to this big mall in New York. You know, the food court has many choices. You pick what you want. That's a great beauty about a food court. You have so many choices. So all she said was, I'm looking for, like she kept looking around. I want to get a salad. I want to get a salad. I said to her, hey, why don't we meet here? I know what I want. I'm gonna go walk over there. She's like, oh, where you get it? I said to her, I'm getting a burger and fries. That's usually what I get when I come here. It's not my first time, so I'm gonna go. I know exactly where I'm going. And she's like, okay, I think she kept saying to me, I think they sell salads over there. I said to her, go ahead and get your salad. That's great. We'll meet over here at the table, okay? So I went on and got my burger and came back to the table. She was there with her salad, and I got my burger, fries, and my soda, you know, and all she kept saying during the meal was talking about the food. She said, "You have that burger looks amazing." I said, it's so good, you have no idea. And then she kept saying, those fries look amazing. I said, I know, it's really good. And then I said, how's your salad? She's like, oh, it's good. And this lady ate her salad so fast. And then she closed her container and she just focused. I'm a slow eater, by the way. And so I'm always the last person to finish. So this lady closed her salad thing container. And then she kept just staring at my fries. I said, do you want some of the fries or something? She said, well, I don't want to eat your fries, but they look so good. So I said, here's the fries. Like, that's crazy. You have a food problem and you don't want to acknowledge it. Like, how crazy is that? And I'm thinking to myself, man, I know better because it's not the first time. I cannot go eat, like, she's a great friend, but not to be sharing a meal with. It's so crazy. You're like running out of friends. Like everybody has this food obsession and they're so quick to shame you on food. Okay. And then one time, I told you guys, I have so many stories. One time I was just minding my own business in a workplace. And here comes this guy, right? Here comes this guy and he says, oh, I smell this and the other. And I said, that is exactly what I'm eating. Wow, you're so good. Because they always have to come, and they come here to the break room. They're not on break at all. They just came to see what's going on and give me their feedback like I'm asking for it. Okay, because you can be sitting down at a table minding your own business. Here comes the smart comment that have to give you information that you never asked for. Like, who are you, first of all? And he comes in, he's like, oh, I smell this and the other. I said, that's exactly what I'm eating. And I said, I think, I don't know if I said, oh, that you're so good. That's exactly what I'm eating. And he goes, that's really bad for you. I didn't say anything back. Like, I was like, this guy is crazy. How dare he say that? What a loser. Like, this guy is gonna come here and comment on what I'm eating. He has We never sat down for anything. He doesn't know anything about my life. He doesn't know anything. He does is not we're co-workers from different departments. It's basically good morning, good night, if I see you, whatever. It's not like I'm looking for you. We don't even work in the same department. We're very cordial, but we're not, you know, we don't work in the same department. But he had to bring in his food shaming to the break room when I'm sitting there by myself, just minding my own business. And the crazy thing is, like, I'm like, where are my headphones? I usually just listen to something. I'm in the break room. Like, People need to, like, this needs to stop. Food shaming needs to stop, okay? No, like all these people thinking like they're like above you or something, that they think that they have to go and make you like give you food, like a comment about what you're eating. You're a grown person and you're the one who does grocery. You know where to buy your stuff. People need to stop. Okay, just because you have awakened or you probably had a bad reading about something doesn't mean that that person is in that level yet. And who are you to say anything? And then here's the crazy thing, because I am the Christian, right? I should be the one telling people about the gospel. And this guy that did that to me, he's, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say here, he has a visible thing. If you guys understand what I'm saying right now, okay, that visible thing that is very noticeable on men, okay? That visible thing. Here comes this person that works, he's walking in darkness. He can die right now and go to eternal fire for all eternity. It's gonna point at me and say that I'm eating something that's horrible for me while he is walking with the devil. And that is the problem that I have with people who food shame you. Okay? Everybody has their time. And the thing is, like, if I start speaking about Jesus, I'll get written up, I'll get called to HR. I am the bad one. And food shaming at the workplace is okay. That's a problem that's a big problem. And they're not addressing it fast enough. It is so sad that that still happens. And it happens all the time, even when even if you like, I know people post on Facebook or whatever what they're eating. Instagram, they post a photo of what they're eating, and people are okay. The minute somebody else posts a photo, it's like, oh, you're eating so much calories, or you're ordering food too late. Have you ever heard that? That's another way of food shaming. You just finished a concert, right? You're working at a concert. I done a lot of volunteer work at a concert, and you forget to eat dinner before the concert. So it's already what, 10 p.m.? Like, I know it's late to eat, but I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need your side comment. Just because you were able to get dinner before me and you're okay, that doesn't mean that I have to feel shame and look down upon just because I want to get something to eat now. People need to watch what they say. This is so hard to make friends these days. It's unbelievable. And people say, oh, don't take everything personal. It's hard to not take it personal when somebody's looking at what you're gonna eat and they have a smart mouth to say something about it. And I'm definitely gonna make a second episode about this. This is a topic that not a lot of people speak about. And in the church, that's a whole different story because it happens more often than you think. Okay, everybody's so concerned about their physical health, and all these people, the majority of them, have not one even a minute to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I'm not saying by any means that you should not be concerned about your health. I'm not saying any of that, but yes, it's true, a lot of people have made food their idol, and not just because they're with watching what they eat. That's all they think about. So that's why it's so easy for them to point out to another person when they're in their mind doing something wrong without even knowing the backstory. They can see you eating a piece of cake. Oh, you're eating cake. Oh my gosh, how many calories? Dude, it's my birthday. I waited a whole year to have a piece of cake. Calm down. It's so crazy. I have more to say about this topic, guys. Let me know what you think, whatever you're listening to. This is such a big subject that people are trying to avoid, but it's in our face daily, on a daily basis. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Hope you come back and listen to part two. God bless.